You're good at pretending. You smile, you show up, you say, "I'm fine." But it's not real. And deep down, you know it. Today, I want to tell you the truth. Pretending to be okay is destroying you. And in this video, I'll show you how to start overcoming it, how to stop performing and start remembering who you really are, without losing yourself, without becoming fake again. You wake up tired. You go to sleep numb. And in between, you play your part. The strong one, the polite one, the one who never makes things awkward. You laugh at jokes that hurt. You say yes when every part of you is screaming no. You tolerate what breaks you because you're terrified of being too much. But here's the truth. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've been carrying a mask for too long. It's heavy pretending to be fine when you're not. It's exhausting holding in your tears while the world claps for your strength. You learned early on that being real came with consequences. If you were loud, they punished you. If you were emotional, they silenced you. If you were honest, they called you dramatic. So you adapted. You survived. You became what was acceptable, what was digestible, what wouldn't make waves. But in doing so, you buried the very parts of you that made you human. You became the easy one, the low-maintenance friend, the reliable partner, the good employee. And maybe people love you for that. But what if they don't even know you? What if they only love the version of you that you created to stay safe? That version is polished, agreeable, doesn't ask for much, doesn't need anything, also dying inside. Because behind that image is someone screaming to be seen, to be messy, to be angry, to be confused, to be real. But you don't let it speak. You're afraid that if you do, everything will fall apart. So you keep performing, smiling, nodding, pleasing. But slowly, you disappear, not all at once, piece by piece, until one day you look in the mirror and realize you don't even recognize yourself. You tell yourself you're just tired, that you need a break. But this isn't about burnout. This is identity fatigue. Because when you live as someone you're not, you don't just lose energy. You lose your sense of self. You start forgetting what your voice sounds like when it's honest. You stop trusting your gut. You ignore your needs. You dismiss your emotions. You become numb. Because being real feels dangerous. But here's the paradox. The more you pretend, the more disconnected you feel, and the more disconnected you feel, the more you pretend. It's a loop, a prison with invisible walls, a performance you didn't audition for, but can't seem to quit. This is not just emotional, it's biological. Your nervous system has learned that pretending is safer than presence, that silence is safer than expression, that fawning is safer than authenticity, and so your body flinches at honesty. Your boundaries collapse when someone pushes too hard. You don't just fear rejection, you fear annihilation. Because somewhere in your past you learned, if I am fully myself, I will not be loved. And so now you survive by staying invisible, by molding, by monitoring, by performing. But at what cost? At the cost of your joy, at the cost of your connection, at the cost of your truth. That's not living. That's emotional self-abandonment, and no one talks about how much that hurts. So now what? If pretending is destroying you, how do you stop without becoming someone fake again? How do you start being real when you're not even sure what that means anymore? Here's the truth. Being real isn't something you achieve, it's something you remember. Because the real you is not gone, just buried, under years of roles, rules, and quiet conditioning. So the first step is not to fix yourself, it's to slow down. Stop rushing to find your purpose or reinvent your identity. Stop trying to be authentic in a way that still seeks approval. Instead, notice. Notice the moments you feel heavy after saying yes. Notice the times you shrink in a room full of people. Notice the tension in your body when you hide your feelings. This is how you start coming home to yourself, not through force, but through awareness. Ask yourself, what do I feel underneath the smile? What am I afraid will happen if I'm honest right now? Where did I learn that my truth is too much? And most importantly, what would I say if I wasn't trying to be liked? This is where the mask begins to crack, not dramatically, not all at once, but softly, quietly, honestly. Healing is not about becoming someone new. It's about unlearning who you were told to be. The truth is, you were never meant to be silent, or small, or convenient. You were meant to feel, to express, to exist fully, even when it's messy. Being real is not about oversharing, it's not about rebellion, it's not about, this is who I am, take it or leave it. It's about alignment. When your insides finally match your outside, when your words reflect your actual truth, when your boundaries stop being negotiable, it's about being able to say, I'm not okay right now. I don't know what I want, but I'm trying to find out. I'm afraid they'll leave if I stop performing, but I need to try. The fear won't vanish overnight. But that's not the goal. The goal is to live in truth despite the fear, to speak with shaking hands, to show up imperfectly, to be seen before you feel ready. Because real healing doesn't feel powerful at first. It feels awkward, lonely, uncertain, but slowly, something changes. You begin to breathe deeper. You begin to cry real tears. You begin to laugh in a way that doesn't feel rehearsed. You begin to feel like yourself again. Not the self crafted to be safe, but the one buried under all the pretending. You might lose people, let's be honest about that. Some won't know what to do with the real you. Some will try to push you back into your role. Some will leave because they were only ever in love with the mask. And it will hurt, but that pain is not proof that you're wrong. It's proof that you're growing. Because the people who truly belong in your life won't need you to shrink for them. They won't need the performance. They'll love you in your honesty, in your complexity, in your becoming. So if you're listening to this, still pretending, still hiding, let this be your permission slip. You are allowed to be seen. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to not have it all together. You are allowed to stop pretending, even if you don't know who you are without the act. The truth is, you are not too much. You are just too real for a world that asks for performance over presence. But that's okay, because the moment you stop betraying yourself to be loved is the moment you finally start to feel free. So come back. Come back to the version of you that was always there, but quiet, honest, aching to be remembered. You don't have to go back to who you were. And you don't have to become someone brand new. You just have to come home. To the you beneath the pretending, to the truth beneath the mask, to the life you were meant to live before survival took over. You've been surviving, but now it's time to live.